let's be honest, the mountains in Minecraft suck. They're not very tall or large compared to real life mountains, which can be thousands of feet up and stretch across multiple miles. And I want to change that. I want to simulate one-to-one mountains in Minecraft that do accomplish being extremely tall, being very expansive, having an amazing view, and as a bonus objective, try to simulate being on the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, which stands at 8,849 meters, or 29,032 feet. A YouTuber by the name Genesis made his own video about mountains in Minecraft not really being the best. And in that video, he made a replica of the Tetons in Wyoming. And he even provided a download link for the map, which we can use to get as a taste of what one-to-one mountains in Minecraft are like. So, for reference, this is a regular Minecraft mountain, only about 250 blocks tall, but if we go up here, we can see this is what mountains would look like in real life. I have 4 places where we can go to understand the true scale of this mountain. So we have the base, which looks like that. We were over there, and that is the mountain. The height difference between these are just insane. Second place we're going to be going to is the rock base. From here, we still have a pretty good view, but we have quite the long way to go up. And for the third one, this one's my personal favorite. As you can see, there's a beautiful lake here that you can just see the mountain. It's such a great view. I've taken a few screenshots here, but this isn't the final place that we're gonna go. For the fourth and final one is the peak. This is the peak at about 2,032 blocks, which is almost actually exactly 10 times the height as those mountains down there. Now, unfortunately, to record this, I have had to turn down the settings and distant horizons to medium. I can try going down high. You look a little bit closer. It looks a lot better from farther away, but this isn't exactly what I'm looking for. Although this mountain is very, very tall, yes, it's not as expansive as I'm hoping for. This map is really quite small compared to what I was looking for, but there's one major problem, and that's that it just cuts off. There's nothing over there, or over there, or over there, or there. Just cuts off. And if you're taking a photo up here, it doesn't exactly look good. So that's why, even though this is one-to-one, and in certain spots like the lake down there is quite beautiful, it's only specific camera angles of looking up to the mountain, not being on top of the mountain. Which, if we're trying to achieve being on top of Mount Everest in Minecraft, having a cutoff point is gonna ruin every single screenshot that we take. So although this is a good baseline, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Like I said, although the map is very tall, it's not as expansive as I thought, even cutting off at the edges, which doesn't really provide a great view when most of the view is just grass and then void. So clearly this isn't exactly what we're looking for, but if we do scroll down into the description, Genesis made his own tutorial on how he was able to do this. But to do it, I need to email people to get the map data and import it into World Painter, which is a program that I've never used. So I felt like I wouldn't be able to do it, and I started looking elsewhere. This is where I discovered a one-to-one map of Mount Everest made by a guy named Amon, who makes one-to-one maps of big mountains. The map of Mount Everest was pretty much everything I was looking for. It was extremely tall, it was very expansive, and it had an amazing view. But there was a problem with this. All of Amon's maps are paid, and understandably, I don't want to spend money on a map. If you want to buy the map, I'll leave a link to his Patreon in the description where you can go and get it. And if you just want to see the map, I'll link Amon's YouTube channel as well as a video made by Raytrace Forge who showcases the map. Here's my last idea, using a few mods to generate Mount Everest. These mods are for 1.12.2, which are Terra++ paired with the Cubic Chunks mod, Cubic World Gen mod, and the Far Plane 2 mod to make the LODs for the chunks. But even before going into this, I already knew that there was a glaring problem with this plan. Right now, I'm standing on top of Mount Everest. This is, in fact, one-to-one. But you may ask, if this is Mount Everest, shouldn't we be seeing far into the distance? Well, although this does have Far Plane 2, as you can see, there's snow ends here. If I move closer, then it'll pop in. But I can only see about this far, about 1,000 blocks. It's still loading a bit down there, and it is quite laggy. A glaring issue is that I don't really know how to use this mod. This mod is very complicated, I've heard, and although it can render the entire Minecraft world, I just don't know how to do that. That is beyond my scope, and from what I've heard, it takes hours to do that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not sure exactly what settings I need for the whole world to render. Pretty much everything set to what seems like the max, but I don't know what any of this means, and I don't see a tutorial online about how to use this. Another problem, Far Plane 2 is completely incompatible with shaders, which kinda sucks because every single screenshot I want, what I really want is I want Mount Everest one-to-one with shaders and being able to see super far into the distance. I just don't think that Far Plane 2 can really provide that, or at least to the extent of my knowledge of it. That was it. I had no more leads or ideas on how I could make this possible, and I would just have to give up knowing that getting on top of Mount Everest in Minecraft was either out of my scope or I would have to cough up some money to buy a map for it. Until months later, I found something that makes it entirely possible. Once again, a YouTuber had showcased a new mod. This YouTuber is Kai Sora, who showcased a mod called Tellus, made by Ucarix, originally on GitHub and now Modrinth. It uses real map data to create Minecraft terrain, but I think it's better if I show you how it works rather than explaining it to you. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is how you use the Tellus mod. When you create a new world, you go to world and click until you get to Earth. You click customize, and we have a few settings here, but we have world settings, This is where you set like all these height settings, and you have a few other stuff like buildings, water, structures, geological, real-time settings, and some other stuff. And you can put coordinates here in the top right. The default coordinates is at Mount Everest. Let's go to Miami or Orlando, right here. You can just click in, and that's the spawn point set. That's basically it. But I do want to say that for this, I did have to turn it from 1 to 1 to 1 to 5. Because if it was 1 to 1, due to Minecraft's height limitations, it would just be like a flat land. I'll put a picture up right now, show you what it would look like, because Minecraft's height is capped at 2048 blocks, I think. But it's probably possible to get to 1 to 1 if you just adjust these settings. So close to 1 to 1, but I mainly just want the screenshots. So 1 to 5 is perfect for me, even if it doesn't fit the criteria that I was looking for. We did it. We actually got on top of Mount Everest in Minecraft. Here's some photos of Mount Everest that I took with 4,000 chunks. And that is how I got on top of Mount Everest in Minecraft.